When you were in university or starting your portfolio, you may have had one of these. A classic black and gold portable portfolio. May have had the small or the large one, or in my case both. I have had these multiple years. And I haven't opened this for over a year. And to be honest, I can't quite remember what's in it. So what else should I do other than embarrass myself in front of an international audience as I open up a portfolio but I have no idea what's in it? Hi, my name's Charlotte and welcome to my studio. So we're going to get straight into it, and I'm going to give you guys a wonderful top-down view of what's going on. As I say, I have absolutely no idea what's in here. I have a feeling it opens that way. Yeah, there's the zip. So let's open her up. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we had a One Direction phase. Don't blame a gal. So this was the first prints that I got of artwork. Was this a print? Yeah, that's one of the prints. And it's all because I had a really good friend who was obsessed with these guys. However, I feel like I've managed to make the faces all look the same. But as like a 15-year-old? You can't blame me. I was also obsessed with them at one point, but I feel like I definitely did better on their clothes and their expressions. That one's going to go back in there. I was asked by a local church to do some advertising. So fortunately for me, this came out really good. Unfortunately for them, their photocopies came out a little bit worse for wear because I had the great idea of doing this in colour pencil, so it would be nice and lovely. Unfortunately, colour pencil doesn't come out that well in like a photocopier. So note to self and to future artists, that's the thing. Now this is super old. I must have done this when I was in primary school, something like that, and we were doing mandalas. I can't not keep that. And then all the way through to university, where we did a project on prints, and it was political prints, and mine was about free the nip. Can you see me now? Because of course I'm a woman. I was actually really proud of this design, because like the O, and technically an O for can you, and then the sort of a perhaps nipple shape. And I was just really proud because like when I was much younger, I wouldn't have thought about doing something like that. Now, what is this? Did everyone go through an emo stage? I definitely went through an emo stage. I went through like an emo, there's no right boy for me kind of stage. It was also in line with Justin Bieber. I'm revealing a lot of secrets today. Oh, okay. So, colour pencil. Angel in a manga style, and that's what really got me into drawing people. And then this photo, fabulously, is from when I was at Tate Modern, along with University of Reading, and I was one of the primary helpers that was there helping with the schools. I did all the documentation with them, and had a whale of a time. Now this is where we get into a mixture of sorts, and apparently I've put all these in. So I did a black and white kind of moment in college, and I have played around a lot in dark rooms. So this is all graphite, just that whole thing. And then from there I took the things I was doing, I made them into lots and lots of, so this is all from the wire pieces. I did a lot of experimentation with material and having a look at how paint responds. So that's on tissue paper, you can see all the texture through there. And then just on plain cardboard, and you can see the texture, the lines. This was I want to say batik piece that we did in school. 2004. Very, very long time ago. Okay, there isn't too much more in here. So this was one of the, and this one, the wire pieces that I was doing. So I was very particular in how my work was done. I am a perfectionist, as you may have seen. So my teachers wanted me to loosen up. So I tried creating the drawings and the photos I was taking out of wire to really give me that loose perspective. And then from there I did all these drawings. So on layered black paper with splash technique. On brown paper with biro, and you can see the layers behind. And that was charcoal. Don't be afraid to experiment. And then the little feet, the feet. So those ones were with socks, and then these ones were my feet, which I used in the dark room. And then these, I believe these are back from GCSE. These are little watercolour trees. And that is the A3 folder. So I don't keep too much in here. It's kind of pieces that I want to keep for longevity. A lot of my other work has been for sale, or it's work that I show off, or it's work that I still play around with. Do you know what? I'm going to put the slim one in there. These are all wired down, and then I stuck paper behind to give it that rigidity. What a word, rigidity. So I'm going to put these there, and I'm just going to have a little sort out because I clearly have space in here. So all these I'm just going to slot into one of the back ones here. Say hello to my head. Oh, okay, so that print won't fit at the back because that one's too big. So sorry, One Direction, you're staying out. However, all of these can go in here. See, so it's like more memory-based items. Things that I don't necessarily want to throw away. I don't need to show off. Will that go in nicely? Excuse me. Only you as an artist are allowed to, so say, manhandle your work. Well, that means getting into a folder correctly. Or getting it hung correctly in a gallery. You're the one that, you are your advocate. So those are there. Those are there. One Direction, you're going back there. And I'm doing this because I actually have a piece that I want to put in here. And you will recognise it. So it's partly because, will it fit in there? You'll see it. It's partly because I don't necessarily want this hung up anymore. It was in the house. I have a feeling it is too big. It is too big. So this piece you'll recognise from those feet. And I have just realised it is too big. These are individual photograms stuck on a piece of card, mount board, and it is unfortunately too big for this folder. So it's going to go in the big folder. I'm going to keep these to one side because they've given me an idea. And I love going through old work because it gives me ideas like those feet things have that I've taken out, because I am currently working through a sketchbook that I have a similar technique with. However, I'm just going to use those as some ideas. So, time for the big boy. This is really interesting in terms of recording because you are currently on my desk chair on top of the tripod. So if you fall, I apologise. However, this is the big boy. A1 gold corners. This one, when I was tidying, unfortunately did have some spiders in it. So I am approaching with caution. I also have no idea what work is in here, but it's very heavy, and I'm not sure that's because of the folder itself or because of the work. And again, I want to put a couple of pieces in here. So one of them I've just shown you, it's the feet piece. Lined nines, as I call it. Or lined 9, can't remember. This is how long it takes to unzip this piece. And then I have a larger A1 piece that I want to put in here for safekeeping because the frame is falling apart. So let's do a reveal, shall we? There's nothing. Oh, it's because I've gone backwards. So we are starting back to front. Oh, this is going to be interesting. So the correct way is facing you. Oh gosh. Oh, there's something. My naked lady! That's where you are! This was a final piece for my Arts International Baccalaureate. So if you haven't heard my story, click into my videos and see all about it there. And this was one of my final pieces. I was looking at black and white, and I turned that into black and white in the human body, and I was lucky enough to be able to attend some live drawing sessions, and I really like this piece. I don't think my husband will appreciate a naked lady being in our house though. Nothing. Oh, I feel something. Okay, so I started a piece of Elvis Costello, and apparently he remains there. And this is why we are heavy. I have no idea. I know what some of this black paper is, but I don't know why A, we're half out. So they're not ripped. Interesting. I'm just going to check what these are, because if these are available, oh my gosh, I've started drawing on these. I think that's the Hobbit. These are my prints. I found the rest of them. Oh my gosh, because we got it done on paper and then on card. Wow, I can't believe I still have those. Those can definitely go back in there. I even have the invoice in there. Wow. What's this one? That's plain. I might be able to use that. That's plain. I'll be able to use that. That's plain. I'll be able to use that. And then I'm going to bring this one out because why not? What is it? The Hobbit screenshot from movie featuring Bilbo Baggins. So there we go. I'll probably end up rubbing that out and starting again on something else. So this is, I still have this canvas. This is my final idea. So we did everything on black paper when I was in GCSE. Let's miss some of my GCSE work. And I had a look at different techniques that I could use for my final piece. So in the bottom here, I've got collage, I have oil pastel, and I have pencil of the sweeping, and guess who it was inspired by? Look at all the swells. Yes, you guessed it right, Van Gogh. What is this piece of coursework? It's facing me. This piece I have in the loft, and I know it's in the loft because I would never be able to get rid of it. So this is the first piece that we did in GCSE, and it was the Rankin project. And this is all about us showcasing who we are on one piece of card. And this is the point that I was obsessed with bikes, Harley Davidson, music, planet Earth, all the way through to gaming, Twitter, Facebook. And I loved going to the United States. And I started playing Pokemon as well. So you can kind of see how vast kind of everything went through. And you can see how much detail I put in if I left that up, and you get to see some of the text. I loved drawing motorbikes from the beginning. That is evident there. And I still draw motorbikes, just not as often. And then I've got one more here. I see the word research. Ah! I don't know what this was for. I was researching leaves. I can't remember why. So up here is a huge skyline of loads of photos that I took all together. A panoramic view of the walk to Hearst Castle, and I painted over some of it to, this was the perspective element. We've got oil pastel, we've got biro, we've got pencil, paint. I cut up bits of, oh my gosh, I cut up pieces of photos and then did my own interpretation in pencil. This one's watercolor, and then I've got soft pencils here, and I love this one. If I bring it up to you, it's rocks. I've managed to cut out a gap in the rocks and draw my own in there. Oh, this is bringing back a lot of memories, and a lot of times where I just took photos. My dad got a little bit mad at me because I was taking so many photos of leaves. I got a little bit obsessive of leaves. And again here, perspective. So I believe that was all to put into the piece that I showed you first, which is actually upstairs in my husband's office, because I like looking at it. I just prefer some other stuff, but it is definitely a core piece in my timeline. So if I swap that back in there, the black page has managed to slip up. Ah, and that is because we have pieces on this side. What do we have? Ooh, okay, so this is when I was probably playing around with material. I have no idea when this is from. Hang on. Just trying to slide this black piece of paper in. There you go. It's the only thing about these portfolios is this black paper. Ah, all I want to do is like cut these up and use them now, which I might do. I'm going to keep them out. Such fabulous colours. I don't even remember doing these. You can see them adding to my pile on the floor here. I have to sort that out in a minute. And I can tell by the way that I have written my name in this that this is very old. It doesn't have a date in it, but this is very, very old. Maybe even like preschool. I have another piece that I started here. I have no idea what that is. It looks like someone. I have no idea. But that can be reused. Ah, and more mount board. It's a little bit dirty. However, there's always the back. So I've managed to get quite a few pieces out of here, mainly mount board that I can use for current projects. And sorry boys, One Direction, you're going back in there. So the pieces that I wanted to pop back in included this. So I'm going to unframe it now because it is it wasn't my frame. They, I believe the story was that someone else had taken my frame, or they had used my frame for someone else's work because it was going off somewhere. So they gave me this frame and I was like, okay, sure. But it's a really old frame. So this piece is now, that's quite thick glass, going to live in this folder. I'm just going to pop this frame back together. So I have had this piece hanging up in our house. I just don't feel like it's necessarily our vibe at the moment. So hence why it's coming into the folder where I know it will be very, very safe. There are some pieces that I will probably never get rid of as a personal choice, and this is one of them. Just because it is kind of everything in one of what I was doing in that project. So I was thinking about putting it in there, but I think I'm going to put it somewhere a little bit safer, and I'm going to pop it in here. I'm just going to open up these two, pop this back in. I will say, as an artist, one of these portfolios are fantastic. They are a little bit pricey to start with, but when you can keep artwork as big as A1 in something like this, it is just simply fantastic. So I'm going to open up these three and grab this one in preparation for the next piece. It's not stand on the board. So this piece I don't think has seen other people in perhaps 12 years. And this is Ed Sheeran. If you saw it and was like, oh my gosh, it's Ed Sheeran, congratulations, and also yay, I drew him correctly all those years ago. So this is a personal piece that was part of my international baccalaureate. Ed Sheeran was a massive idol of mine at the time, and the quote behind it I painted by hand. It was a pain, and these are all quotes that I took from my favourite TV shows, movies, song lyrics, and they really spoke to me. Few of them still speak to me at this time. Don't ask me what they all are. I have the list somewhere, written somewhere, but the ones that I do remember are very much sort of still in my memory. So this frame is incredibly old. I think this frame is older than me, so I have made the decision to get rid of it because it's a little bit of a health hazard. So this piece of glass, previously when I was reframing this, it did cut me because yes, it was my fault, I carried it wrong, but it is just so large that any pieces I would put in here, I just wouldn't trust it. This is from Habitat, apparently in Sydney. 60 by 80. Oh. And apparently my wise decisions, I stuck it down with bloody duct tape. Oh, bloody hell. Wise choices, Snipe. But you can kind of see how much this flexes, and with a glass piece this big, I don't trust that. I have a better selection of frames that I do trust, and this piece has been in here so long, I think there's now marks of Ed on this pane of glass. So I have offered the glass to another artist who does a lot of glass work. However, the frame itself is, yeah, she needs to go. Because when I twizzle these, they aren't really doing anything. And if one slips, and you can see I had to push that one in, it just means disaster. And I don't want anyone in danger because of the piece that I have hung. So now that frame is back together for at least a little while, it's time to get Ed in here. So, why did I, who knows? I'm just gonna get some scissors. So I know a lot of places ask for, I believe, online portfolios. However, it's always good to be prepared with a portfolio like this, because you never know who will want to see something like this, or what an event may call for to see a portfolio like this. So I normally have, oh gosh, that's just, I normally have a portfolio, a smaller one, available with me at events, so people can see the kind of work that I've done, my journey. So it can be right there. It's also really, really lovely to chat with people about things. If you're considering getting into the art world, I would definitely keep a physical portfolio ready, as well as your online portfolio, because you never know when you might need it. This is something that I am building up myself. And at events and things, I also like to take my sketchbooks. I say and things, you kind of never know what kind of event you might be at as an artist, or where you might be. So, now the duct tape has been whittled down, I'm going to pop it on this side because this doesn't have the markings on. And I'm just going to slide him right on down here. Come on. There you go. So because it is mount board, it is a slightly tighter fit, so to speak, because it is just that much thicker. And these portfolios don't always enjoy mount board. Hence why I'm putting him in a slot by himself. Oh, there's some blue tack down the bottom. Too late. Popping him back in there and closing up those tabs. There are 3 in there. That's how much stuff I have. Folding this back over, and of course, closing this big bad boy up. So a lot of stuff has happened in the past 20 minutes or so. I have taken bits out, I've popped bits back in, I've got new ideas for sketchbook pages, and ultimately shown you 2 of my oldest portfolios. As I said, I would highly recommend some of these to any artists. It's hardback, so if you need to protect any artwork, this will do the job, especially if you're traveling, as well as being a fantastic portfolio to take to university or anywhere else that you may be going. I myself want to develop this portfolio a little bit more, use some of the pieces that I've taken out, and generally have a little bit more fun with it all. So you may be seeing these in the future, not in a year's time, but you never know what's going to happen. I'm hoping that maybe 6 months. We'll check back on that. But I thank you very much for joining me today, and I will see you very, very soon.